Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. As per the usual, I am Cobble S. Cobble. Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to the channel. Get a moment, give us a share, a like, notifications, and leave us a comment below. We're coming back to more unboxings to do. I have 4 more boxes to unbox, but today we have the Brothers War, Magic the Gathering, which apparently has Transformer cards in it. So we're gonna get option of green or red, Autobot or Decepticon, we'll call it, green or red spin down 20s, an alternate art traditional foil Queen Kyla Bin Korg. We got 8 12 card booster packs, 20 foil lands, 20 regular lands, and a Transformers card, and the box. So without further ado, let's open it up and see what we get in here this time around. Coloring looks sick as fuck. Yeah, we have the two brothers, Ursa with his Iron Alliance, and then we have Mishara's burnished banner. Your two your brothers in arms fighting each other. So we'll throw that over there. The box itself is the symbology. It looks badass. So let's open it up. Let's see what dice we are on. Looks like we got the green one. So we're on Mishar's 20. So we got our interesting card arts, more tokens, and Ursa on the other side, depending on the brothers, and mechanics tokens, and so on and so forth. We'll get to those a little bit later. But let's pull out this stuff. I'll put this over here. We got, we'll leave that right there. We got 3, 4, 5, 8 boosters to play with. We also got our formats for people who are just learning how to play. We also got our attacking and the blocking aspects. First off, we'll go through the lands. No additional things in the box. And the first card we pick out is a mythic rare of Blitzwing Cruel Tormentor. 6 drop, 6/5 robot, legendary artifact creature, 5 colorless, 1 black, more than meets the eye, 4 drop. It looks like it's a Decepticon. 3 colorless, 1 black. You may cast this card with converted. This card converted for 4. So I guess that's just a gimmick to go with the name. But at the beginning of your end step, target opponent loses life equal to the life that player lost this turn. If no life is lost this way, convert Blitzwing. Oh, he transforms. That's what it is. So it comes into play as a artifact vehicle, 3 drop, just a 3/5 artifact, living metal. As long as it's your turn, this vehicle is also a creature. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, choose flying or indestructible at random. Blitzwing gains this ability until end of turn. Whenever Blitzwing deals combat damage to a player, convert it to over here. So you can pay 6 or pay for more than meets the eye and convert it that way. That's what it meant. So first out the gate, the Blitzwing. So we got mountains here. This looks like the standard land cards. Swamps. Back to more mountains, plains, islands, swamp. So right out the gate we have Blitzwing. And here is the full art for Queen Kyla Bin Krog. It's a 3-drop, 2/3 human noble. One colorless, one colorless, one red, one white. 4, discard all the cards in your hand, then draw that many cards. You may choose any an artifact or creature card with mana value 1. You discard this way, then do the same for the artifact or creature cards with a converted mana cost 2 and 3. Return those cards to the battlefield, activate only as a sorcery. So that's the alternate art Queen. So, and here's the rest of the fancy planes, the flashy, the holographic. Flashies, mountains, more forests, and plains. So, we're going back to the full arts. And this is Ursa, Mishar's Command. So we have full art of Mishra's Command. Start with Mountain. First up is Veteran's Power Blade. 3-drop artifact. 3 colorless. Equipped creature gets +2/+0. Equipped soldier for white instead of playing equipped cost for 2. That's an uncommon. We'll just call that an uncommon. Next up, we have the Goring Warplow. 6-drop, 5/3, artifact construct. 6 colorless, prototype. You may cast this spell with different mana cost, color, and size. It keeps its abilities and any types. What? Prototype. You may cast this spell with different mana cost, color, and size. It keeps its abilities and types. Okay, that's already confusing out the gate, but it has Death Touch. Next up, we have the Airlift Chaplain. 3-drop, 1/1, human cleric, flying. When Airlift Chaplain enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards. You may put a plains card or a creature card with mana value 3 or less from among the cards milled this way into your hand. If you don't, put a 1/1 counter on Airlift Chaplain. So, there's that. Next up, we have the Tom Mall Scrapsmith. 3-drop, 2/1, human artifactor, 2 colorless, 1 red. When Kamal Scrapsmith enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards. You may put an artifact card from among those cards milled this way into your hand. If you don't, put a 1/1 counter on Scrapsmith. So milling's back in this set as well. The Jotun Frontliner. It's a 1-drop, 1/1 soldier, artifact creature shoulder. Wow, I can't speak. Soldier. Whenever Utane Frontliner attacks, another target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Unearth for white. Return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step, or if it would leave that battlefield unearth any only as a sorcery. So now unearth is white instead of just straight black. So interesting. Next up, we have the Avigan Avenger, the Argiven Avenger, 6-drop, 5/6 shapeshifter, artifact creature. One colorless. Until end of turn, the Avenger gets -1/-1 and gains your choice of flying, vigilant, death touch, or haste. Interesting. Next, we have the Horned Stone Seeker. 2-drop, 2/2, lizard. One colorless, one red. Menace. When Horned Stone Seeker enters the battlefield, create a tapped Power Stone token. Power Stone is an artifact with tap. This mana can't be spent to add power. This mana can't be spent to cast a non-artifact spell. When Horned Seeker leaves battlefield, sack Power Stone. So essentially gives you Power Stones that you can only summon artifacts with. Okay. We have the Zeppelin Sentinel. Zephyri. Sentinel. 2-drop, 2/1. Human Soldier. One colorless, one blue. Flash flying. When Zeppelin Sentinel enters the battlefield, may return from the battlefield. Return up to one other target creature card you control to its owner's hand. If it was a soldier, put a 1/1 counter on Zeppelin Sentinel. Next up, we have the Soul Guide Lantern. 1-drop artifact. When Soul Glide Lantern enters the battlefield, exile target card from the graveyard. Tap, sack the lantern, exile each opponent's graveyard. What? Okay. Tap 1, tap, sack the solar, draw a card. So literally sack it to enters the battlefield, exile card, then you can sack there to eliminate each opponent, to exile each opponent's graveyard. Damn. That's pretty powerful for an uncommon. And our rare of the deck, of this pack, is the Painful Quandary. 5-drop, enchantment, 3 colorless, 2 black. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player loses 5 life unless they discard a card. So that's our rare for the set. And we have an additional couple of cards. We have Energy Refractor, 2-drop artifact. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Pay 2, add 1 mana of any color. So that's a common. And then we have the soldier tokens. Alright, interesting first pack. In the next pack, we got prototype tokens and 1/1 counters. Another full art card. That one is the Misha, the Excavation Prodigy. Full art mountain. We like that. First up is the Unleash Shrell. 5-drop, instant, 3 colorless, 2 red. Unleash Shrell deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker and 2 damage to that permanent's controller. Now, next was up is the Coastal Bulwark. 2-drop artifact creature wall, 1/3 defender. Coastal Bulwark gets +2/+0 as long as you control an island. Tab 2, Serval 1. Serval. Okay. Look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard. Okay. Serval is just a different variation of Scry. Next up, we have the Phalanx Vanguard. 2-drop, 2/2, human soldier, 1 colorless, 1 white. Vigilance, whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, Phalanx Vanguard gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Next up, we have Defabricate. 2-drop instant, 1 colorless, 1 blue. Choose 1. Counter target artifact or enchantment spell. If a spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it into the owner's graveyard. Or counter target activate or triggered ability. Next up, we have Steel Exemplar. There we go. 5-drop, 4/4 wizard. 5 colorless. Trample. Steel Explander enters the battlefield with 2 1/1 counters on it unless 2 or more colors of mana were spent to cast it. Next, we have Gessa's Courser, yeah, 5-drop, 4/5. Centaur Soldier. When the counter attacks, if there are 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, draw the card. Foraging the Anchor. 3-drop, 3-drop sorcery, 2 colorless, 1 blue. Sorcery, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal any number of artifact cards from among them and put the revealed cards into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. We also got a legendary artifact, Starscream Seeker Leader. 2/3 legendary artifact vehicle, living metal. As long as it's your turn, this vehicle is also a creature. Flying Menace Haste. Whenever Starscream deals combat damage to a player, if there is no monarch, that player becomes the monarch. Whenever you become the monarch, convert Starscream. And to the Starscream, the Power Hungry. 4-drop, 2/3 legendary artifact creature robot. More than meets the eye. Flying. Whenever you draw a card, if there's a monarch, target opponent loses 2 life. Whenever 1 or more creatures deals combat damage to you, convert Starscream. We also got that was our mythic from that set. We have a Bonesaw, too. That's making a comeback in this set. And our rare of the deck is the Fauna Shaman. 2-drop, 2/2. Elf Shaman, 1 colorless, 1 green. Tap a green, discard a creature card, search your library for a creature card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle. That's our rare for the set. And then we have the Bitter Reunion, 2-drop enchantment. 1 colorless, 1 red. When Bitter Reunion enters the battlefield, you may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. Sacrifice the Bitter Reunion. Creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. Another full art card for the next pack. This one is the Autonomous Assembler. We'll start out with Standard Island. Next one up is the Conscripted Infantry. 3-drop, 3/1 human soldier, 2 colorless, 1 red. When Conscript Infantry dies, create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. Next, we have the Tower Worker, 3-drop, 1/3 artifact creature, assembly worker. Reach, add Power Stone. If you control creatures named Mine Worker and Power Plant Worker, add 3 mana instead. Oh, they brought back Ursatron. Okay, so it's just a 3. You get all parts and you do a bunch of fun stuff. Okay, so, but that's going to be all a Tron. That's going to just be basic or common tower. So Ursatron's me coming back into place greatly. Grand. We have Emergency Weld, 2-drop sorcery, 1 colorless, 1 black. Return target artifact or creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. Whirling Strike, 2-drop instant, 1 colorless, 1 red. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains first strike and trample until end of turn. Tossica's Dig Site, add a power counter. Pay 3, Surveil 1. Look at the top card of your library. You may put that card in the graveyard. So we have a... We have the Thopter Mechanic. The Thopters are coming back. That's cool. 2-drop, 2/1, human artifactor, 1 colorless, 1 blue. Whenever you draw a second card each turn, put a 1/1 counter on Thopter Mechanic. When Thopter Mechanic dies, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. Yay, Thopters. Next up, we have the Battley Bearer, the Battley Bearer, 4-drop, 3/4 human artifactor, 2 colorless, green, blue. Creatures you control have add power counter. This mana can't be spent to cast a non-artifact spell. Whenever you cast an artifact spell with mana value 6 or greater, draw the card. We got Combat Thresher, 7-drop, 3/3, artifact creature construct. Prototype, you may cast this spell with different mana costs, color, and size. It keeps its abilities and types. Double strike, when Combat Thresher enters the battlefield, draw the card. We have the Pristine Talisman, 3-drop artifact, add power counter, add a charge counter. You gain 1 life. And then our mythic of the deck is the Sereth Great Worm. It's a 6-drop for a 7/6. 4 colorless, 1 green, 1 red. Trample whenever a land enters the battlefield. Create a tapped Power Stone token. It's an artifact with add Power Stone. This mana can't be spell casted for non-artifact spells. So we got a worm. Oh, they brought back Blanchward Armor. Can't go wrong with that. 3-drop, 2 colorless, 1 green, enchant aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each force you control. Classic. And then we have the Power Stone tokens that get generated. So, interesting setup so far. Next up, another full art card. We got 4 packs left. This one is the Rust Goliath. So Rust Goliath. Basic island to start with. We have the Yortan Medic, 3-drop, 1/4 human cleric soldier, 2 colorless, white, lifelink. We have the Phology Archaeologist, 2-drop, 0/3 human scout. When the Archaeologist enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards. You may put a non-creature, non-land card from among them. The cards milled in this way into your hand. If you don't, put a 1/1 counter on the Archaeologist. Next up, Loren's Escape. A 1-drop instant, white. Target artifact or creature gains hexproof and indestructible end of turn until end of turn. Scry 1. We have the Calamity Wake, 2-drop instant, 1 colorless, 1 white. Exile all graveyards. Players can't cast non-creature spells this turn. Exile Calamity Wake. Next up, we have Foraging the Anchor. 3-drop sorcery, 2 colorless, 1 blue. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal any number of artifact cards from among them and put the revealed cards into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any random order. We have Sardan's Cliff Stomper, 2-drop, 0/4 Minotaur Barbarian. As long as it is your turn and you control 4 or more mountains, Sardan Cliff Stomper gets +X/+0, where X is the number of mountains you control. Well, shit, a 2-drop, just not pleasant. Barbarian? Damn. We got Agessa's Courier again, 5-drop. 5-drop, 4/5, 4 colorless, 1 green. And we got the legendary Howling Mine back. 2-drop. At the beginning of each player's draw step, if Howling Mine is untapped, that player draws an additional card. And we got a double rare in this pack. We have the Spring Leaf Drum, 1-drop artifact. Tap an untapped creature you control, add 1 mana of any color. We have the Transmogritan's Crown, 2-drop artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+0. Whenever equipped creature dies, draw a card. Equip 2 colorless or black. Next we have the Fog of War, 3-drop, 2 colorless, 1 green. You gain 1 life for each creature on the battlefield. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn by creatures with power 3 or less. So it's good against tokens, that's for sure. The upgraded Fog. And finish that pack off, we have another Power Stone token. Alright, next pack. We got time for one more before we have to switch over to part 2. So, we got a full art. First off, this one is the Kenning Stone. The Kenning Stone. Got a basic mountain. We got another Conscript Infantry. We have another Emergency Weld. We have a Blitz Automaton. 7-drop, 6/4 prototype. You can play this spell with different mana cost, color, and size. It keeps its abilities and types. And it has haste. So I'm guessing the prototype means you can either pay the 7 or pay this different amount over here for a less thing, but it still gains haste. So, okay, that might make sense now. We got another dig site. We have an Ironclaw Crusher, 7-drop, 4/6 worm. Prototype, and whenever Iron Crusher attacks, target attacking creature gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the Ironclaw Crusher's power. Well, that's an uncommon. Next we have Splitting the Power Stone, 3-drop sorcery, 2 colorless, 1 blue. An additional cost to cast this spell, sack an artifact. Create 2 tap Power Stone tokens. If the sacrifice artifact was a legendary, draw a card. Next up we have the Great Desert Prospector, 5-drop, 3/2. Human Artifactor, 4 colorless, 1 white. When the Great Desert Prospector enters the battlefield, and create a tapped Power Stone token for each other creature you control. Damn. That's interesting. Next we have the Chromatic Star, 1-drop legendary. I should say just the legendary Chromatic Star, 1-drop, just standard artifact. Tap 1, sack the Chromatic Star, add 1 mana of any color. When Chromatic Star is to input a graveyard from the battlefield, draw the card. So a lot of the old school is coming back in. We got 3 of them. We got Burnished Heart, 3-drop, 2/2 Elk. Tap 3, sacrifice Heart, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, put them into the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Then we have one of the brothers, Mishrar, Tamer of the Maquan, 5-drop, 4/4, 3 colorless, black-red. Legendary Human Artifactor. Permanents you control have Ward, sack a permanent. Each artifact card in your graveyard has Unearth for 3. 1 colorless, 1 black, 1 green. And finally from that we have the Sardanian Avenger, 2-drop, 1/1. First strike, and we'll be right back after this because we're about ready to run out of lines. So we got one of the brothers. So see you in part 2.